you speak of love, it has many colors, many different colors. When you are as old as I am, you feel that this is more important than anything else. Obviously, you need food, you need something above your head, but love, human love, it's probably the most important part of our nature if we are to survive. The war ended on 9th of May, 45, officially. A couple of weeks after the end of the war, there was some celebration of feeling that we got rid of this horrible nightmare. In those days, Jadzia was a good singer and needed someone to accompany her. And my brother, who was in the same department, proposed me to accompany her singing. And that was the beginning of our getting together.
Hello? Chappie, it's Lara.
Please come in.
Kochana moja skarba, I love you so much, kochana. I love you. Laruchna, ty nie wiesz, how much I love you. I don't know why. Tell me why.
I don't know.
You love me too?
I love you so much. So much, Chappie. It's so good to see you.
Okay, please come in.
Hi, Papa. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Max and Jadzia, Papa and Nana, Ojciec and Babcia, or as Lara likes to call Nana her chappie. They are remarkable elders, absolutely remarkable elders. I think at 103, Max is just such a dignified man with such gravitas and such depth and such curiosity. I refer to him as my Wikipedia. And then if I swing my lens to Jadzia, I call her, without it being in any way derogatory, I come from South Africa, so wild animals are very familiar to me, and they're vervet monkeys, they're small monkeys. But they have such sharp eyes, glinting little eyes, and they jump onto your car, and they're looking to see what's inside. And she has that same energy, a glint in her eyes, and alertness that's looking, and a vitality that's not going to miss anything. She says, shoo! And before you know, she's up on her feet, and if there's music playing, she captures a moment as if she's still 21. And in her mind, she is still 21.
Music runs right through the family at all times. Singing, dancing is family life. My dad, who is a natural musician, plays accordion, piano. My mum brings things alive. So she would gather all their friends, mostly Holocaust survivors, and she would make it a party that was memorable. Her catch cry in Polish, żyć nie umierać, which translated says to live and never die. And that is really what she lived and expressed.
That I first met him, he played and he had girlfriend.
Yes.
And I stand on his back. I put my arms here and I was really singing. And that's how it started.
That's how you fell in love?
My dad's central passion in life really is learning, trying to understand everything about everything. He's fueled by the mysteries of the universe, of physics, of nature. The only reason he feels he's still alive is because he can't wait to discover more.
I haven't seen you for so long. Are you still growing?
No, I don't think so. Maybe
So
you start to shrink.
I'm
now.
getting shorter.
Yeah.
You would always talk to me about quantizing. Everything was about quantizing.
You know how we called you? Ilya the Gadget Man.
I have to touch, no, you got to touch the button on the side. See this, you push this, you push that, and then you touch that.
Oh.
I remember when you were staying with us as a little boy, and your mother was coming to pick you up. You were going downstairs and hiding yourself.
You always cooked so many things.
Yeah.
Always favolki, bitki,
Yes,
all
yeah.
the pavlova. I remember asking you at, I think you were about 80 years old, how do you think in your head? How does it change as you get older? And Papa says, up here, I'm still 20, but everything else is not. This is the one I was talking about.
That's my
His father.
Yeah. When I look at him, I somehow know him. It's a strange feeling. It feels like I know him somehow.
Your great-grandfather.
Yeah.
History is some kind of a canvas for our life. All our stories, all our backgrounds is on the canvas of this history.
They've been through hell together at different times. She was in Warsaw from 12 and she witnessed all the horrors of the Nazi occupation of Warsaw. She became very streetwise, going out to steal food. She was very hungry. There was a lot of starvation. And she saw horrific things. He survived the war in Russia, actually now Ukraine. There were many times when his life was on the edge. There were partisans and there were different groups coming through, and then when he eventually did get back to Poland, he witnessed the horrors of the concentration camps as they were just being opened up, and he saw the absolute horrors of what the Nazi killing machine had left behind in their haste to get away. And then he discovered that his brother and his parents had been murdered, and he didn't know about his other two brothers who he discovered, to his great joy, actually survived in France.
When I was in primary school, I was getting bullied, and my parents were both at work and weren't in a position to do much about it. But my nana, she came along one afternoon after school and insisted I point out who the two bullies were. She went over and had some stern words with them, and she actually banged their heads together and said, if you do this again, I will kill you. And they never touched me again. I'm very grateful for where I am in my life now with my family and everything, and I feel like I owe a lot of it to the support and inspiration that both of you have given me throughout my life. So thank you.
I loved you very much. I still love you very much.
Still.
Still.
I love you too,
Doesn't
Nana.
mean that always.
He's jealous.
How about me?
I love you too, but different ways, silly thing.
So they went through a lot of trials and tribulations, and then Max referred to the fact that there was hope for the new Poland and that they became very idealistic communists, socialists, hoping for a new world order. And then that started souring, and Max was one of the first to see it souring. And then he became the victim of an anti-Semitic drive in Poland, where he was framed by the Polish press as embezzling money to send to Israel. He was the head of a project electrifying railways in Poland and had to go overseas often to get technology and parts. And he was framed as a scapegoat for the system. He couldn't believe it when he saw his name in print in the papers, being the kind of very straight, honorable man. Doing anything like that would be beyond his imagination. And to be framed like that was such a deep, deep personal shock that he collapsed and developed a stomach ulcer. And he was depressed, he lost his job, and it was Jadzia who decided that they have to get out, that this was not a place that they could live, because she could actually, in where she was working, she heard lots of anti-Semitic comments and statements, and she realized that this was not a country that she wanted to bring up her children in and where he could survive. And through her wile and tenacity, she found a way for them to get visas to come to Australia.
Where did you embark onto the ship? How did the journey start? You caught a train somewhere, didn't you, to start with? And you got stopped in the train and searched, if I remember.
The trip from Poland to Australia was first to Vienna, from Vienna to some Italian port in the south, and that was a British company which was called Ornsay, which took us straight to Sydney. And that's our trip.
Very meaningful. Very meaningful. I remember this place from when I was tinsy tiny. Everything about it has so much nostalgia, even this little letterbox. I remember being this high and reaching up to open the letterbox for Chappie. I'd spend every afternoon after school here. Dad would pick me up after work and take me home. So I had an amazing opportunity to really connect with them in my own time, in my own way. And this particular place, this very simple brick building has very deep, deep love and memories for me. So very special to be here. I feel very proud of my heritage and feel very proud of the amount of colour in my life and the amount of life in my life, the amount of art and music and diversity and culture. And I'm so acutely aware that that runs through my DNA from my parents and from my grandparents and from their parents and from the places across the oceans from where, my blood runs. And I feel so lucky that I've had that transmission my whole life of being infused with just so much life force from my grandmother, so much vivacity, so much hunger for living life to the fullest, which is also in my mum. And my grandpa, just so much depth and so much pensive wisdom, so much reflection and fascination really with the whole world, the whole universe. And I really, as I have matured, just feel those two streams so clearly into who I am. I love you, Papa, very much. Very much.
I have to tell you what I feel towards you.
Yes, she loves you very much.
You know that without me telling you. You should feel that.
I do feel that.
We think of you often, talk about you often, and you are a very, very happy element in our family.
He likes you too. Why he said, Clarusha, that he said that you are very much like me.
Yeah, I think so.
There is no need even to tell you really how much we love you. something when you will be at my age, you will still remember. I didn't have this luck.
No.
So my grandparents did.
No. So music and creativity is inseparable from life itself for me. I take it for granted because I grew up with it. Music. After every meal, my father would pull out the accordion and Mum would dance and sing with us. So, and then my brother took it up too. So I was exposed to that.
Music has its own language, doesn't require translation. From the Darwinian point of view, doesn't make much sense, doesn't help you to survive. I feel sometimes that music helps me to relieve my mental state. My son likes to play music, my grandson, and if you introduce early to music, then you become part of you.
Music was definitely a big part of what Papa especially contributed to family life.
I remember great satisfaction when there was a concert, and one of the important items of the concert was Rubin's composition.
My opera house debut.
He was still in the age of high school, and Prime Minister Gough Whitlam came to that concert in Opera House. He was very surprised when I told him that Ruby is my grandson. He could not believe that that was composed by someone of his age.
I spent half of my time with Mum and Dad and half of my time with them. We lived nearby in the same suburb in Mossmill.
When he was a little boy, I used to take him for a ride in the motor car, and sometimes we stood in the stationary car and we were talking about astronomy, about music. Obviously was a very important subject. And I remember there was sometimes hours we sat in the car and talking about different things.
My dad was getting a bit of, being in a new place and everything. He was being a little bit bullied at school and all. And Nana, not wanting to stand for that, put something in her bag, something heavy, and chased him off, trying to swing and, scare him off, and they stopped bullying him since the day that happened. So, yeah, she was very, very strong, independent woman. And same with our grandpa. He is very, very intelligent. I know every time he comes over, he tells me something that I've never heard before. It's hard to comprehend it sometimes, but it is nice to hear about, although he makes me feel like I should probably study more, learn a bit more about our world and the universe. It's very motivating for me to learn all these things that he has learned in the age he is.
One thing that I've never seen him prejudiced against anybody. He treats everybody equally.
Not even the Germans who...
No, it doesn't matter what nationality, what religion, what class, nothing. Absolutely nothing. And the other characteristic, which I've always remembered, is not to take things sometimes too seriously. The first time I became aware of it is when I was going for my driving test and I failed it. And I was worried because, it cost me. It was, in those days, it was a lot of money for me because I was not earning money. And he says, don't worry about it. You'll lose a lot more money than that in your life. As for Mum,
What? What are you talking about?
Mum's sense of humor, her dance, singing, her energy, always there. So even now when she's not well, we still have a good laugh sometimes, which Dad does not appreciate, but we have a good laugh.
What?
We laugh sometimes a lot. Śmiejemy się.
A tak, of course. Jeżeli jest czego. Something
Na
about.
statusia nosa.
Like to that Slavic, only idiots laughing without a reason.
Tak, ale z statusia nosa się śmiejesz.
Po polsku jest takie powiedzenie, śmieje się jak głupi do sera.
That's a Polish saying that says he's laughing like an idiot laughs at the cheese. That's an idiot laughing at cheese.
It's a very much a Polish saying.
Polish powiedzonko.
These two human beings, my grandmother, my grandfather, just need to be celebrated. With everything that they endured through the Holocaust, through survival, through migrating to Australia with no language, no money, starting from scratch over and over and over again. I really feel close to this notion of genius with these two people, and genius has nothing to do with how clever you are. It's to do with the spirit, the essence that lies within. And I feel like for these two people, they are so unique in their expression of that quality of genius. I feel so inspired by who they both are. And they really feel like incredible role models and idols. And then of course through my parents and that kind of ancestral teaching, transmission, that I feel it deserves to be really put in the spotlight at the ripe old ages that they are, 103 and 96, and they just don't seem to be going anywhere fast, but I know that time will come. L'chaim.
L'chaim.
L'chaim, yes.
L'chaim, l'chaim. Water.
To life,
L'chaim. L'chaim, l'chaim, to life. L'chaim tonight.
But you, grandfather, today looks bloody handsome. Great.
Yeah.
They both love each other so dearly and so deeply, and they can't imagine being apart.
Ty byłeś i jesteś dla mnie najbliższy na świecie. Ty jesteś dla mnie całą moją rodziną. Ja kocham Ciebie takim, jaki Ty jesteś. Ja kocham Twoje ciało. Ja kocham to, że Ty jesteś zawsze czyściutki, pachnący. I ja wiem, że jakby się Twoje życie skończyło, to moje się kończy też.
Miała to samo uczucie do mnie, tak mocne, jak ja mam w stosunku do Ciebie. Kochali tyle lat, jako młodzi ludzie, a potem myśmy mieli niełatwe przejścia, ale jakoś my wyszli z nich i żyjemy je. Ciągle jesteśmy sobie bardzo, bardzo bliscy. Jak Ciebie dłuższy czas nie ma w domu, ja jestem niespokojny, nieszczęśliwy i czekam, żebyś jak najprędzej wróciła.
Ja Ciebie zawsze chronię, ja Ciebie bardzo kocham i bardzo szanuję. Jesteś dobrym mężem ale muszę cię pilnować.
Ja mam 103 lata. Czy ty uważasz, że w tym wieku jakaś inna kobieta
Tak,
jest?
różne się rzeczy dzieją na starość, ludzie wariują.
They are such models as elders right now, having come through such difficult times, but they now sit, on top of a pyramid, and it's a big pyramid. It's getting bigger and bigger. The base is getting bigger and bigger.
I love you, Chappie.
I love you very much, Laruszka. I love you, Michael.
Yeah, me too.
I'm so happy that you became to be with us.
Yes, me too.
So love is probably the most important part of our nature, at least for me at 100. This is what I desire most. And this feeling, probably the moment I will be dying, will be the most important thing in my memory. When you speak of love, it has many colors, many different colors.